Time to relax.
I'm gonna lie down.
I think this is actually going to be a pretty quick one because I just have one thing that I wanted to talk about, and I know you have something to talk about that's probably going to be pretty quick as well. So this may be a little mini episode for everybody. But I was going to talk about my latest read, which was Mexicans on the Moon by Pedro Iniguez, which is a poetry collection of speculative fiction poems, 50 of them to be precise. They're all fairly on the short side, but cover a very wide and broad range of speculative fiction topics, everything from pretty hardcore science fiction to more abstract science fiction to horror to general kind of thought-provoking speculative concepts. And I thought he did a really good job on it. It was a really quick, kind of fun read. Only probably took me about an hour and a half to get through it, cover to cover. And thought it was just really well done and worth a mention for sure. And just kind of an easy book to recommend for any fan of speculative fiction and or poetry.
Interesting. I was actually thinking the other day of seeing if I could try to write some kind of poetry.
Mm-hmm. Speculative poetry or just poetry in general?
Well, I'd probably try to stick to sort of the darker kind of horrorish,
Mm-hmm.
speculative kind of, but we'll see if that ever happens. I should check this out. This is geared more towards science fiction though than
Uh, I would say it leans more towards science fiction, but there's definitely a few horror centric pieces there for sure. And actually, I will say this, just because you mentioned that, a few of the pieces actually kind of reminded me of something that you would have written.
hmm, should check that out then.
Mhm. Highly recommended.
There you go. For me, if you'd watched the postmortem report, you'd know that I went out,
Hmm.
ventured from my home.
Hmm.
So went to a movie and checked out Nosferatu.
Nice.
And it's funny because I just had watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yes, which we talked about on a previous Off the Clock.
I enjoyed that one. So it's like a vampire theme, I guess, I've going.
Hmm.
I liked Nosferatu. It was super well shot. I mean, the scenes just ate up the screen kind of thing. So it was
Hmm.
really well made.
Sort of a lavish production.
Yes, yes. As I said, I enjoyed it, but I didn't seem to love it as much as everybody else did. I mean,
Mhm.
it was really good.
So no Black Summer situation.
No, certainly not Black Summer,
Okay, okay, that's good.
which you'd understand the joke if you watched our last episode of Off the Clock.
Yes, yes, that was
Uh,
for the fans. Yes.
but yeah, I guess having watched so many Dracula movies and or I kind of it's not like any big surprises. Like they
Sure.
stuck to the storyline pretty tightly, and I was kind of like,
What do you
oh,
think somebody who wasn't already familiar with all that stuff would think of it? Do you think that might be a contingent of enjoying it more? You think if somebody came into that cold and that was like their first Dracula story, they'd be super into it?
I think so. If you like sort of the gothic type
Hmm.
style, it was a bit, you know, slower paced. You don't get the ultra violence like a Blade movie,
Yeah, yeah,
and
nice. Or like a Dusk Till Dawn situation.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was certainly not like one of those. So. if you're looking to just see something that's really well made, and obviously a lot of thought went into it,
Hmm.
I think you would. I think just these days with, people wanting instantaneous action right away, I don't
Hmm.
know what it would be. Now, I sat through lots of garlic stuff. I guess it was just, as I said, it was seeing something that I've seen over
Sure.
again.
I think that's a really hard thing as you get older and you become more experienced and you've seen more takes on the same concept or the same themes
Yeah.
throughout your life. That just becomes a harder and harder bar to be able to clear
Mm.
for a new movie or book or whatever you're talking about. Because people call that getting jaded or whatever, but I just think it's being experienced. You become more discerning, you become more picky about things the more you've been exposed to. And I just think that's natural. That's just kind of the way it is.
Once again, the whole sort of historical look, like in the olden times kind of thing, was
Hmm.
very appealing to me because I like that kind of
Hmm.
thing. But I was kind of thinking, well, Gary Oldman could pop in any time and would be very similar to
Yeah.
his movie.
Yeah. Like Bram Stoker's Dracula reboot. Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, because I've seen a lot of haters that just did not like it,
Uh-huh.
and I don't.
Don't think it deserves that.
I thought it was entertaining and well done, but you sort of have to like the gothic.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like it's got a particular sort of vibe and a particular sort of approach. And if you're
Yeah,
aligned with that, then it's going to resonate for you. And if not, it may not.
yeah, yeah. So
Nice. Well,
yeah,
congratulations on going outside. That's super
yeah.
cool. Good job.
I know this new year, 2025, is just big year so far for me.
Mm-hmm. Making
Going
it
out
happen.
twice.
All right.
We'll,
Well,
we'll
we're
see
going to get
how the
out
rest
of
of the year
here.
goes.
What's that?
I said, we'll see how the rest of the year goes.
Oh, yeah. Well, anything could happen.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, we're going to get on out of here. We will see you all for the next episode of the Postmortem Report, which will be the next thing appearing on your feed. And we will see you next time.
Thanks for dropping by.